blinding dust storms, damaging winds, and flooding rain. Every summer, powerful monsoon storms hit Arizona, and ABC15 is taking action to keep you and your family safe. The ABC15 Forecasters are the most accurate in the valley, and with the power of ABC15 Desert Doppler, we're keeping you ahead of the storms with our ABC15 Monsoon Special. Here's Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullins.
The monsoon is here, and so are all the threats that come with it. Powerful lightning, destructive winds, flash flooding. We'll see it all this summer during our most dangerous time of year. So we're taking action to help you stay safe.
Let's start with what the monsoon is and what it is not. The monsoon is not a storm. It's a seasonal shift in our winds that causes storms to form. Monsoons happen in various parts of the world, including right here in the desert Southwest. At the end of June and beginning of July, our predominant winds shift out of the south as high pressure moves from the east toward the Four Corners. Those southerly winds bring in moisture from the Gulf of California and Gulf of Mexico. Then our intense summer heat causes all of that moisture to rise, producing powerful thunderstorms around our state. Those storms bring lightning, strong winds, massive dust storms, heavy rain, hail, and flooding. Now, this doesn't happen every single day. We may get bursts of activity and then breaks from it for days or even weeks at a time. And although the monsoon season officially begins June 15th, we typically have to wait until July for our atmosphere to moisten up enough to get rain here in the valley. Then storms are fair game until the end of September.
As we wait for our atmosphere to really moisten up, our late June and early July storms typically start out dry. Not a lot of rain, but lots of high winds. And those winds pick up massive amounts of blowing dust. Meteorologist Hermosillo has a look at this early monsoon threat.
As high winds rush out of collapsing thunderstorms, massive walls of dust are picked up across our desert floor. They can tower thousands of feet above the ground and stretch for dozens and dozens of miles. These huge dust storms, known as haboobs, drop visibility to near zero and often come at the worst possible time during the evening rush hour.
We are tracking, as you can see here, a very well-formed haboob out there in the southeast valley.
Most come in from the south, hitting places like Queen Creek, Chandler, and Ahwatukee first. Some strong enough to tear down trees and power lines as those winds blow in at over 50 miles an hour. So if you see a wall of dust coming your way, it's best to head inside. You don't want to breathe in all of that dirt, and you could be hurt by flying rocks and debris. But what if you're on the road and you see a big dust storm ahead? That's when it's time to pull aside and stay alive. Let me show you with the ABC15 Live Drive. You'll need to pull over to your right as far as you can. In situations like this, people have a tendency to follow the person in front of them, but that can cause accidents when visibility is low. Take your foot off the brake, put your car in park, and turn your lights off too. So just pull over, wait for visibility to improve and the dust to clear, and then you can head back out on the road.
The Arizona Department of Transportation has gone to great lengths over the years to keep people safe on the roads when blinding dust storms hit. Meteorologist Jorge Torres has a look at the technology they'll be using during Monsoon 2023.
With hundreds of crashes and dozens of dust-related fatalities on our roads since 2000, ADOT's message is clear: pull aside, stay alive.
This is it, the Traffic Operations Center for the entire state. Crews are here every day monitoring our roads to keep you safe, and it's especially crucial during the monsoon when weather can change in an instant, reducing visibility and causing accidents all over the place.
You've seen overhead message boards like this one. ADOT uses them, as well as permanent signs posted in dust-prone areas to alert drivers to the hazards ahead. Inside the Operations Center, ADOT has a live view of every available traffic camera in the state, and Dave Pacey has had a front row seat to many dust storms on those cams.
Visibility inside a dust storm can be zero. It's like driving blind.
But once you get past I-10 and Wild Horse Pass, there is a massive blind spot until you get to Tucson, and that's where the ADOT dust detection system comes in.
Fully equipped with 13 visibility sensors and radar that can detect dust storms up to 40 miles away, the state-of-the-art technology covers a 10-mile stretch of I-10 in Pinal County, helping track dust in some of our biggest trouble spots like Casa Grande, Eloy, and Picacho Peak. Once a dust storm is spotted, ADOT drops the speed limit in the area and warns drivers of blowing dust, all in hopes of saving lives.
If you are driving on a highway anywhere in Arizona, in that dust detection zone or somewhere else, and if you see a big wall of dust or a dust channel in front of you on the highway, don't drive into it.
And as Iris mentioned before, if you do get caught in a dust storm, you need to pull over to the right as far as you can, turn off your lights, and take your foot off the brake. You don't want people behind you seeing those lights and following you, thinking you're the way out.
Many of our big dust storms are caused by high winds rushing out of thunderstorms. Meteorologist Ashley DiMartino has a look at these so-called downbursts.
It was almost like a tornado or something.
Similar force, but different phenomenon.
Holy things are getting real bad!
Downburst winds don't rotate like a tornado, but spread out equally in all directions as they flow out of a collapsing thunderstorm.
And all of a sudden, I'm hearing things crack. This is a tree. This is something else. I mean, I got extremely lucky.
Like this viewer witnessed firsthand, downbursts can cause some of the biggest damage across the valley each monsoon. They happen when rain-cooled air rushes from the base of a cloud to the ground. Once that air hits the ground, it spreads out equally in all directions and gains speed, creating wind gusts sometimes as high as 100 miles an hour.
Think of what happens when you smash a water balloon on the ground. That's essentially what's happening with these storms.
The term microburst is used when this happens in a small area, 2.5 miles in diameter or less, and these powerful winds can hit fast.
Don't let Arizona fool you. I mean, things can get out of control very, very quickly.
Your best bet is to seek shelter when monsoon storms first start to pop up.
Hundreds of thousands of lightning bolts light up our sky during the monsoon. We'll show you why only some of those will actually hit the ground.
Plus, how wildfires impact our flood risk when the rain comes down. And will this year's monsoon be dry and dusty or wet and stormy? You're watching the ABC15 Monsoon Special.